How's it going, guys? I just got back from seeing Avengers Endgame, and whoa, that was pretty intense. Now, in this review, I'm not going to have any spoilers. I'm doing a completely separate video where I discuss spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, there's a lot that I want to discuss in that video, so be sure to check that one out after this one. But I'm just going to give my overall thoughts and tell you what I think about the movie. Now, going into this, there was obviously quite a lot of reviews. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen the reviews by now. Like, it was in 9 out of 10s and 90s out of 100s, and some people were saying it was like one of the greatest movies ever. So I had some pretty high expectations, and when I look at movie reviews now, I have to be very cautious about who I look at, and because ever since I watched The Last Jedi, I just don't trust critics in any way, shape, or form. And there was a lot of people that I saw like that hated The Last Jedi also really loved this movie. So that's kind of how I judged if I was going to like this or not. With that said, I was pretty excited to see this. And after leaving the theater, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really good. If you were just a regular person off the street, or if you're just a casual superhero movie fan, you're probably not going to like this movie as much as someone that's like been here since the first Iron Man and seen every single movie. If you're like a diehard Marvel fan, you're obviously going to like this way more than just the casual moviegoer. I don't know why just a casual moviegoer would even go to see this, but they don't hold your hand. Like, they don't give you an introduction or anything. They literally, it just takes place right after Infinity War. So if you haven't seen Infinity War, you're probably going to be a little confused. But I would imagine most of you that are watching this review have already seen Infinity War, and you've probably seen most of the Marvel movies. With that said, I really liked the movie. I thought it was good. It does have some flaws. I mean, there's a lot that they have to cram into a 3-hour movie. Honestly, they probably could have been a 4-hour movie. I'm okay with the length. I'm perfectly fine with it being a 3-hour movie. I know some people just don't like long movies, but it didn't bother me at all. I thought the entire time, I was like, oh man, I hope this doesn't end soon. I hope it doesn't end soon. I kept checking my watch, and I was like, oh crap, there's only like an hour and a half left. What are they going to do? So there was some pacing problems, because like I said, there's so much stuff they had to cram into this. So when you watch it, you're going to be like, I wish this would have happened a little bit more in detail. I wish this character would have gotten more screen time. There's some stuff like that. And then this movie has some, like, I guess cameos or callbacks. I don't know. You'll see when you see the movie, you'll be like, this happened, or I know what this is, and I remember this. And there's a lot of, I guess, fan service, but it's kind of like the right amount of fan service. And there's some questionable things they did with some of the characters in this movie that when you look back and you think about it after seeing it, you're like, I don't really know if they should have went this way with that person or whatever. And so there was some questionable decisions, and then surprisingly, there wasn't as much action as I thought there was going to be. Now, there was a decent amount of action, but I just thought that there was going to be a lot more than what we got on screen. I think a lot of people are going to feel the same way as I do on this, because I've talked to like all my friends about this, and they felt the same way. I heard some random people in the parking lot after the movie's over. They were complaining about the lack of action. I mean, it's like I said, don't get me wrong. There's a decent amount of action. It's pretty jam-packed at some certain parts, and it's pretty epic. But it's just not as much as I thought there was going to be. But there's a lot that happened in this movie. It is definitely an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Like, you feel excited and on the edge of your seat, and sad and happy and relieved, and there's so many different emotions in the span of 3 hours. And I'm not one to like tear up watching a movie. I just don't get emotional. But this one had me like, I wasn't really fighting back tears, but I felt the emotion in the room. Like, there was people crying in the theater. There's quite a few people crying in the theater. It was a good movie. But to wrap it up, I can't really say too much without spoiling it. It's really hard to just give a review. But like I said, if you are a hardcore Marvel fan and you've seen all of them, definitely check it out. It's really good. I think it does a good job of like tying up this chunk of the Marvel universe. So it's definitely a must-see. And then if I was to rank it out of 10, my initial thoughts, I'm sitting at like a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8. Like, it's still digesting in my head. I just got done watching it. I'm making this review as soon as I got home. So there's still some things cooking in my brain. I'm going to watch it a second time. There's some parts that I liked more in Infinity War, and then there's some parts I liked more in Endgame. But as of right now, I got to say that I liked Infinity War a lot better. Like, when I left the theater after watching Infinity War, there was no doubt in my mind. I was like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. This is crazy good. And then this one, I have to reflect a little bit and sort of break some things down and question why they did this way. And yeah, so 7.5 is where I'm sitting at right now. Probably more to 7.5, but it's a good movie, worth checking out. I think it's easily worth the 3 hours. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna see it? Have you seen it? Don't spoil anything in the comments. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I would recommend avoiding the comment section because there's obviously going to be tons of spoilers because people are douchebags. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Check out another video. Hit the subscribe button. And I will hopefully see you guys over in the spoiler video. So, bye-bye.
Will you join me? Accept your fate. I grew impatient.